Hello everyone, I hope this finds you doing well. My name is Tim and I wanted to introduce myself and let you know a little bit about myself. I grew up in California as a youngster. I went to kindergarten, first and second and third grade in Bakersfield, California. I grew up with parents who were pretty bad alcoholics. I'm not proud of it, and I try to forget about all that, but there's some things you can't forget, and that's one of them, being in a situation like that when you're young. I grew up my whole life with mom and dad drinking whiskey. That was a drink of their choice, was whiskey, and they could literally fill up a room with whiskey bottles. That's how much they drank. They had their good times and they had their bad times. There was a lot of good times, but there was also a lot of really tough times growing up with mom and dad being alcoholics. One of the worst things was the fighting. Mom and dad didn't get along. They were a volatile couple. They shouldn't have been together. They fought like cats and dogs, literally. My mother would scream and yell and holler at night for help. And as a kid, you can't help your mother when a situation like that. If you got a father beating on her, there's really not much you can do about it. Your father's going to beat on her, and if you stand in the way, he's going to beat on you. And I hate that about my dad. My mom and dad are both gone right now. They're both died. Mom died very young. She's 64 years old. She died in 1994. My dad, he lived a little longer than her. He lived till 2008. I never thought that was going to happen. They had a very volatile relationship, though. It was absolutely volatile. My mother would antagonize my dad so much until she broke him. She literally broke that man. And he would turn her, he would puff her face up. He black and blue. He was a good sized guy. And he was strong. He reached across the back seat one day and he grabbed my mama by the face, and instantly her jaw broke and her whole face swelled up, her eyes swelled shut. It was bad. I cried. I couldn't help her. That's just one example. Those examples, I could give you many, many, many of those situations that I was put in with my parents being in a volatile relationship. That's the only way I can put it. The only way I can put it. I watched my mother get beat so many times. I watched her drugged by the hair. I watched her get her blouse ripped off. I've seen her bra ripped off. She's drugged across the floor by her hair, naked, half naked, and screaming and yelling and begging my father to stop. And the countless nights I can't count how many nights I lay there at night, listening to my mother scream and beg for help. When most of the time, truthfully, she put herself in that situation where if she would have just been quiet and not antagonized him so bad. I'm not condoning what he did, because what he did was way wrong. But my mother, she wouldn't put up with it. She would get beat, and she would still claw back at him, try to dig his eyes out. There'd been times when she tried to run over him with a car, shoot him with a gun. He hit her in the head with a whiskey bottle, broke glass, went everywhere. I was about 9 years old. I stepped right in the middle of that pile of glass and split my foot wide open. Me and my mother both went to the hospital. Her head was split open, bleeding blood real bad. My foot was gashed open, pouring blood out. There was blood everywhere. And it was just a horrible thing. Horrible thing. So that's what I deal with. I don't mean to get into all this so big and heavy for anybody. And I don't want any pity for anybody. I just want to tell people my story. I got a pretty good story to tell. And I've got enough story that I could write a book. I could write a dang good book, I promise you. Just from my experiences. Not just my mom and dad being that way they were, but just the things how I carried myself and what I done with myself through life. But I just want to let you know who I am. And I tell you what, I stand for I don't drink now. I don't do drugs. I don't do anything that I'm not supposed to be doing. I've got a very beautiful wife right now that I met in 2015. She's my savior. She brought me out of a deep, dark crevice that I had fell into. And without her, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now. And that's the truth. So I'm going to end this little rant, and I hope you guys have a wonderful life. I mean, I'm making the best of mine, and I'm 64 years old, by the way. Right before my 62nd birthday, about a month or so before my birthday, I had a heart attack. I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I knew something was bad wrong. I flew out of the house and hopped in my little truck and had my wife with me, and I wouldn't let her drive. I drove about 13 minutes to the Louisville, Texas emergency room, and I went in there, and 4 days later I came out. They put a stent in my heart. So I'm lucky to be alive like that. I changed my diet. I really had a poor diet, and that's probably what happened. But I'm still alive. I'm still kicking. My name is Tim, and that's part of my story. And I'm gonna do some more of these. I'm gonna let my life out there into the public a little bit and just see what happens. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I hope your future is bright, and you can get everything out of this life that you want. Because, buddy, you deserve it. Have a good one. Please subscribe to my channel. If you like this, just do me a favor. Subscribe to my channel. And that's all I ask. Have a good one. Bye-bye.